Hello and welcome to Professor Pincushion. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make easy fabric wall art. This is for those of us that have beautiful fabric that we love to look at but can't bear to cut up, or you're looking for an economical option to decorate your walls at home. Let's go ahead and get started. For this project, you really don't need that many supplies. I have insulation foam, fabric, glue gun. The glue is low temp. I have picture hanger wire, and then just some wire cutters. Insulation foam can be found at your local hardware store. So there's craft foam, which you can get at the craft store, but I actually prefer this. It has a little plastic coating on both sides. We have the silver side and then we have the white side here, and you can see the foam in the middle. And what I like about it is it works really well with the glue from my glue gun, and also you can get a variety of sizes. Very large sizes, in fact, if you want. So if you want to make a large type of wall art, then it's perfect for that. Now it comes in different widths. My width is 3/4 of an inch, and I just used a box cutter in order to cut out my size that I want. So you can get it 3/4, 1 inch, 2 inches in thickness, and then for size-wise, I just got the small one, which is 2 by 4, so 2 feet by 4 feet, which is a fairly large size in itself, and that you can get for under $3. You can even get larger than that, 4 feet by 8 feet, if you want to create something massive. When it comes to fabric, you can basically use whatever type of fabric you want. Now I'm using a cotton here, so you can use a single print that you really like. This one's actually made up of 2 fabric. So I have my base, and then I have these little guys appliqued onto my fabric. So if you want to check out how to applique, we definitely have a video for that as well. You can also quilt fabric together, so create a really cool looking quilt square and also use that. You just need to make sure that your fabric is bigger than your foam that you're actually going to be using. So I like to have mine a couple of inches bigger on each side, but it really depends on your width. So you need to take that into account so you can go up the width and then across the back a little bit. Make sure that you iron your fabric so we can have no creases or wrinkles and it can be as flat as possible. I place it on top of my foam, right side up, and that way I can make sure that it's going to be centered the way I'd like it to, and then I can go ahead and flip everything over. We're going to start gluing our fabric to our insulation board here. So I have my glue gun heating up, and again, I'm using the low temp glue. So we're going to start on the straight edges first. Just pick a side. We'll start with this side. You're going to bring it up. You're going to put a little bit of glue here just in the middle, and you're just going to glue right here in the center. Then you're going to go to the opposite side. You're going to pull this tight because we want it to be tight on the front, and then you're going to glue right in the middle of the opposite side. The only part that is glued so far is just the center. So the rest of this fabric is free. I'm now going to do the same thing with these 2 sides. So I'm going to glue the foam. So I'm only gluing the foam in the center and then putting the fabric on top of the glue. I'm going to do the same thing. Pull this tight, go around the edge, and glue the center. Now you can go ahead and glue down the rest of your fabric. So I'd put glue and glue the rest of this edge, but on each edge, all 4 edges, you want to stop about 1 inch away from the corner. So you want to glue all sides down, but we're going to be leaving the corners because we're going to be doing that part last. Next, we're going to tackle the corners, and it's kind of like wrapping a present. So on one side, I'm just going to pick this side, not this side here, but you're just going to take one side and you're going to glue it as far as you can to the edge. Here's that same angle. So I'm going to show you how I fold this angle to get what I think is the neatest look, because we kind of just want to have one single crease going right down the center of the corner. So I'm taking my finger, I go right off the edge. So you can see my nail is pressed right up against that edge, and I have this crease of fabric right underneath. So I'm going to pinch that crease in between my fingers and then bring the crease so it's going right along that corner. And then all this fabric in my finger now is going behind the picture. So that's all going to be hidden. And if you need to straighten this side out a little bit, you can do that as well. So you need to play with it a little bit, but you can see I just have that single crease right here. Now when you fold this back, if what happens, let me do this again. So finger off, pinch fabric, pull it to the back. If you have fabric like I do where it's coming past the edge, because obviously we don't want to see this, you can take that part, you can fold it underneath itself. So I'm just holding it like this and then pulling it back. And that way you're not going to see it. So if you need to fix it a little bit, you can fix it a little bit. And then you just put a little bit of glue underneath this to hold it all into place. But you can see you have that single crease, so that's going to look really neat. Last but not least, we need to attach something to our picture in order to hang it on the wall. Now I've tried the double-sided mounting tape, didn't really work that well for me. If you use any sort of nails, screws, staples, you could damage your styrofoam board, or it'll just end up sliding right out anyway, so it really defeats the purpose. So what I like to use is just the traditional hardware for hanging up pictures, and I'm using my hot glue again to attach it. So you could use one of these little brackets attached to the top, just in the center, and then I'm going to put glue on the side so these ends get the glue in it and it stays free underneath here. Or I also like using the wires. That way I can pick the length and it seems like it's a little bit more evenly distributed. So for this, again, I'm going to use the hot glue gun, and you want to be fairly generous. So I'm gluing the plastic part, not the fabric part. And I like to actually do about an inch and a half in glue. So I'm going to glue one side, let it dry completely. Then I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. It's not going to go just straight across. You want it to arc up a little bit. You just need to make sure that after you glue it, it doesn't arc up so it goes past the top of your picture, because we don't want to see it once we hang it up. So just glue it into place. Make sure that it does arc up, but gets close to the top, but not over the top. My back is finished, so this is ready to be hung. You can see here's my glue right here. So it's about an inch, and I made sure I use lots of glue so it's really going to be secure. These things are pretty lightweight anyways, so there's really not going to be a lot of strain on it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front. Very cute. I also made another one over here. So you can definitely make a series of these. You can really get creative. Add trim, add buttons, make a bunch of them so they form a larger picture. If you have creative ideas on how you can customize your own fabric wall art, let us know in the comments or share an image of your creation. New tutorials are released weekly, so please subscribe to be notified of the next release. Make sure to check out our other videos and visit ProfessorPincushion.com to view our complete library with well over 200 sewing video tutorials, including our exclusive premium content. Our premium membership is only $5 a month for unlimited access and only available at ProfessorPincushion.com. Also, don't forget to download our mobile app for videos on the go. Thanks for watching.